Thank God, dude. Daniel, can you hear me? Excellent, excellent. Sorry about that. That's right. Very nice to meet you. The Mercedes. Oh yeah. So I've been in sim racing for probably about a year and a half now, um, and there's been some improvement, but I feel like um, I there's a lot of like you don't know what you don't know, right? So I just like some pointers on braking, throttle application, um, and a little bit of like line choice stuff because my braking is, I track my telemetry and then I go into VRS and I'm watching, comparing my lines and my lap with other drivers and that are considerably faster in the lap, and I can tell that their braking is a whole lot different than mine. So I try to apply that, and I don't get the same result. So I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm pretty decent at trail braking, and um, but you know, uh,
to change because they are inherent on your muscle memory. So even if you try to change it and to get it right, it's really difficult to change your muscle memory, and it only happens over time, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's see how it is. Tell me a bit more about your gear, what you're using, and everything, just to know.
all right, yeah. So I'm in I exclusively use a VR headset. I I have no monitors on my rig, so um, I've got a Next Level Racing um, FGT Elite rig, and then I'm rocking a Moza R12 base, the KS wheel. I'm sure you're familiar with all of those. Uh,
Yeah.
Moza M booster, brake pedal, and I think it's the CRP throttle.
Okay, then it's quite a decent setup. The only thing that maybe I'm not a fan of is the VR, because yeah, for competitive racing, I don't think, well, it's cool obviously, but I think for me, for my opinion, it's a bit of a disadvantage. But
Yeah,
all
yeah,
good.
yeah. I may transition to monitors at some point, but um, it's just my setup with the space that I have, and um, it works.
Yeah. By the way, the hosted is open. It's called VRS Coaching, and the password is
He's
the one that
training
I
you
have
and he's a
shared to you.
pro?
Coaching for the win.
Okay. All right, I see it.
So what we're gonna do is, first of all, we're gonna drive both of us like together but separated on the track, like 10 laps or so at our speed, and then after that we will stop and we will compare what you do against what I do, because normally we don't really need to see the data to see the mistakes. So whenever we need to see the data is when you have to adjust fine margin. So when you have to find 1, 2, or 3 tenths maximum. But these mistakes that maybe you are doing, they are easily spottable on the replay, and also they're easier to explain. So I will, once we have done the 10 laps, I will share my screen on Discord, and we will we will work on that.
Okay, sounds good.
Another thing, setup wise with the car, I'm gonna share you one from BRS, so we are with the same setup, if that's okay.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna share to you now. Let me know when you're on the session in.
Okay. All right, loading in now.
You're loaded in. Okay. Let me share to you then.
No,
What I'm
I think
using.
it's still loading. Sorry.
Right. No worries.
Yeah. So he is a pro.
Have you done a lot of practice here?
I've done a few laps in the last few days, probably 10 or 15 laps.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna share to you. You are here, right? Now?
I'm about to be loaded in. Still showing 90%.
All right. Oh, I see they have changed the curbs and the bus stop chicane on this track.
All right, I'm in.
Okay. I'm gonna share to you. Shared.
Daniel just took off, huh?
Okay, let's do 10 laps or so and let's see what's the difference between us.
Copy. There's like an element of stage fright being in here with this coach. You know, you don't want to embarrass yourself. Yeah, he's gonna lap me. He's a 10K iRating. Thanks for the follow. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. So we are in a hosted session with pro sim racing champion Daniel LaFuente. And we're doing 10 laps around Watkins Glen in the Merc GT3 car. And then after this, we're going to talk about differences in our lap times. And it's going to be some instruction on how to get faster. Or he may just say, you're a lost cause. You may want to hang it up, buddy. Ooh, that one was ugly. A little wide. I think we're on like lap 6 or 7, but I have 2 goals. One, try to progressively set better lap times throughout these 10 laps, but 2 is not let him catch me, because I think that would be exceedingly embarrassing. Playing VR and it gets hot. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with getting hot in VR. I think that's a testament to the Bobo VR headset that I have. It's very comfortable, evenly distributes weight across my face and head. So. But I will say, when I had the stock Quest strap that came with the headset, yeah, man, it's terrible. But they make a headset that has little fans incorporated. It's battery powered. If that's a problem you have, I would maybe look into one of those. Is that a common thing? Not having air conditioning? Doesn't it get hot as balls there? I can't imagine. That's crazy, man. Yeah, where I live, it's currently 90 degrees Fahrenheit with like 85% humidity, so not only would you probably die in your house, but your house would probably rot from the mold and mildew. PSVR. Nice. I've never used the PS VR headset. I've heard it's pretty good. Getting a lot of rear sliding. I lost count of how many laps we're on, Daniel.
We are on lap 6 now.
Okay. Oh, so you can use it for PC VR. That's pretty dope. I didn't know that. I thought you could only use it on PlayStation. Yeah, there's a lot of badass VR options out there now. I'm really intrigued by the Pimax Dream Air. Oh, he's not on the track anymore. He's watching me. Definitely overslowed right there. I just tried that corner on precise in third gear.
What
Not a
lap?
fan. Eight. About to be 9? And our coach is currently in the pits, so I imagine he's just watching us right now. Laughing. Making fun of me. That's okay. staying in fourth through there is definitely the move. Ooh, we just ate that corner up in a very bad way.
Okay, let's stop after this lap.
You said ended on that one?
Yeah, now stop it. Alright, that last one was good. Well, I know what your struggles is, and yeah, we have a problem with your view. So basically, where you place your eyes on the track, that's why you don't have consistency. So by consistency means that every lap you're doing the same corner in a different way. So we need to address that, and also the inputs and the lines. But the lines are a consequence of your inputs. So yeah, jump on my screen, and we will compare now the lap.
Okay.
Okay, you see it all right with the inputs and everything.
Okay, yep.
Okay, good. Let's begin with turn 1. So you can see I am braking on a straight line on the right before the 200 mark, and right now here, this is what I see, at least. You just have to focus on 3 things on a corner, and they are the same for every corner in the world. You just have to focus first on your braking reference, which at my case it's the 200-meter board, and after you have hit the brakes, you completely forget about this. You have to focus now on the next thing, which is the apex. Now you have to place your view here. On the brakes, hard on the brakes, regressive braking, so trail braking, which means hard on the brakes at the beginning without jumping into the ABS, obviously. So that means maximum of 85% or so. Third gear, because also you are doing this corner quite often in second gear. Trail braking into the corner, and you have to see the apex. So, oops. You have to be always, now that you have reached your brakes, your braking reference, you have to be pointing your view here at the apex. And once you are about to hit the apex, or once you have hit the apex, or even before that, because even before that I'm going into throttle. This is your apex, so you have to place your right wheels on this part of the curve, not on the highest one, in the second one. That's how you do this corner. And even before that, you have to be on full throttle. Now you go on full throttle, give the car exit, and you have to, once you are here, you have to place your view on the exit. Give the car exit, and then use all the road. You are not using all the road as well. You have to use all the road, but also the inertia that you carry is what needs, or what it needs you to take all the track, you know, if you know what I mean, compared to you, where you're braking, you have braked a bit late as well. You have not used all the road here because you have here a lot of space. That, I mean, this is not super important. It's not the end of the world, but something is something. You are not using all the road here. You have braked, and then second gear. Too late. Not on the apex as well. Oh yeah, third gear, sorry. Third gear. But here you're too late on the throttle because you have not reached the apex. Your apex should be here.
Gotcha.
Not using all the roads. You can, the off track here is you can be out of here as long as you place one wheel onto the inside of the curb, you can use it. But that's the issue.
Okay, got it.
Next corner. I'm gonna compare with me first. So this corner is, you have to place your view here, which is my braking reference, is when this white line becomes thicker. So that's my braking reference. I brake it quite earlier, obviously. But yeah, I brake maybe 20 meters before that, or right after this orange board of this wall. I brake on a straight line, and then once I am putting more steering into the corner, I start to lift the brakes. As you can see, there is a peak here of 50% or so. You don't really need to slow down the car much more. This is the peak brake pressure for this corner, maybe 50%. Then into fifth gear, you do the first corner into fifth gear, use all the road without taking the off track, and then into fourth gear. And this, you have to do this corner, although it seems to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 corners, you have to do it at once. That's also your issue. So with the brakes, you have to carry as much speed here, fifth gear, and then once the car lands and stays straight, you have to be back onto still on the brakes. As you can see, I haven't released the brakes at all. And then back onto the brakes when you have the car straight, to slow down the car properly into this curve as much as you can. The apex for this one is here. You have to stay with your car here on this leftover of the curve, you know. That is where you have to place the car, and after that you have to be on throttle. Now there is no hesitation. When you are on throttle, your aim has to be to go on full throttle. Like, don't hesitate, full throttle, then release it, then back again, because that is what I mean by not doing the corner at once, right?
Gotcha.
So as you can see, I am on full, or I'm going into throttle, modulate the throttle, back into full throttle, use a bit this curve with your left wheels, and then full throttle and cut as much as you can. So that is just one corner from me. And what I see is that you are hesitating between full throttle or leave it, or yeah, lifting. Like, it's better to slow down the car properly and do the corner at once than braking. Oh, I realize that I have braked too much. Then release the brakes. Then, oh, now I'm late. No, brake again. And then the same with the throttle. That hesitation is killing your lap time. Same here. You're not using at the exit all the road. Here, good. But here, for some reason, you lift off the brakes. You go back on throttle. You miss completely the apex. You should be closer. Miss the apex again, and that is just because here you're not slowing down the car here to take this corner properly. But I don't mean that you have to be hard on the brakes. You just have to be hard on the brakes here, but you can brake way later. You just have to carry much more speed through here, brake the car properly here, which you are not doing, and then do the corner at once.
Okay.
Same here. You just brake late into the corner. You're doing everything like late. You're on full throttle, then you realize you don't have the grip at the front, so you brake. Then you wait a lot to be on throttle, and you're not using all the road. Whereas me, as you can see, once I'm done with this corner,
All right.
so here, once I'm off the curb, I'm starting to leave the throttle. Leave the throttle, and then once you get into the corner, like, like more or less at the beginning of the curve, then I release the throttle completely, and then I'm not slowing down the car at all. I'm just
JC, thanks for the
leaving like
follow.
a bit of percentage brakes, maybe 2-3%, just to put some weight on the front to give grip. And then I wait, and after service road here, or the thicker curve, I go back into throttle. You see my throttle trace? It's
Yeah.
always upwards. It never hesitates like up and down, up and down. No, always throttle. You have to be ready to be on throttle. And then I use all the road at the exit. Next corner, braking straight line, trail braking, so regressive trail braking. Fourth gear, third gear. I don't do it in second. Brake before this, and also the view. Sorry. What I'm focusing here is first the apex, the braking reference, and now I am focusing my view here. And after I'm done with this, I am focusing my view here, which is the next apex. When I'm done with this, I'm focusing my view here, which is the next one, and then the next one, which is here. For this one, I am just focusing at the end. Like, the far you see, the better. I am just focusing here. So, which is like the exit of this corner, and then when I'm flat out, I'm focusing on the exit. Then on to the next corner. Brake straight, with the steering wheel straight always. Regressive braking, trail braking, so maximum 60% or so. Third gear, then get in the corner earlier, because here you are missing a lot the apex. You have to be on the corner way earlier, but don't hit this curve yet. You carry the speed with the brakes on, and then once you see the apex, which is this kink here, then you say, okay, now I have enough speed to go on throttle and to go flat out. Flat out, flat out, flat out, flat out, and use all the road at the exit. Whereas you... I mean, this is the most like visual comparison that you can have. Getting the brakes, you miss completely late in third gear. So once you have slowed down the engine, you have to be on third gear already. You have to do everything before the corner comes, because when the corner comes, it's already late. So third gear, missed the apex, and then you have to hesitate with the throttle, like on, off, you know? Not using all the road again. Let's see the next corner. Not using all the road at the outside as well. Late on the apex, you should be... This is like a banking corner, so the more on the inside you are, the more grip you're gonna have. Slow down the car too much, into second gear, not hitting the apex, late on throttle because you don't know where to see. So, you know, this is costing you a lot of time. So...
I like how critical he is. This is what I need. This is how I learn.
That is what I see in this corner. So first of all, you have to be focused on your braking reference, which mine is
Daniel
this,
Lafuente.
the 100-meter board, or this kink on the white line here. As you can see, the white line is not going straight. That is more or less my braking reference, and before that I brake. Hard on the brakes, third gear, trail braking into the corner, trail brake, get into the corner. Don't be on the curb, fully on the curb yet, because it's a late apex corner, but you have to be here on the inside. You don't want to be here and then bam, back into the inside. No, everything has to be flowy. So
Everything has to be flowing.
keep looking at the inside curve, keep looking at the inside curve until now, where you see the last bit of the kink here, which is actually your apex. And as you can see, I enter the corner wide, and then slowly, gently, I'm approaching the last apex, which is this. And you were here. And now I am full throttle almost.
Because you suck.
Full throttle, keep your eyes into the exit, and use all the road at the exit. All the road at the exit. Next corner, same thing. You are slowing down the car too much at the apex. You have to be braking hard at the beginning of the braking zone. So right here, after the 200-meter board, we're gonna brake hard here, and then release the pressure whenever the more steering input you put, the less braking you're gonna have. As you can see, I am braking fully when I have the steering wheel straight, but when I'm beginning to steer, that is the indicator to release the braking pressure, right? So keep on the brakes until you hit the apex, which is this, and once you have hit the apex, back onto full throttle. Use all the road at the exit. That is what is killing you, the fact that you are slowing down the car too much at the apex as well. without hitting the apex. And you even go into
Yeah,
second gear.
we were pretty wide.
So we're on gear as well. And late. If you're gonna be on second gear, drop it beforehand. But that becomes because you're late on the brakes here, and you're late on throttle. You have been on the outside here because you move the steering wheel to be here, but the inertia haven't carried you to be here. You know, you have to be carrying much more speed here at the entry and then at the apex, so you can go into throttle earlier, and then you continue the flow. Because here your flow is to be on the middle of the road. You haven't hit the line at all. So, yeah. That's what's happening. Same here. In the middle of the road.
So that one, you're on the inside that whole time.
Yeah, exactly. So here I brake with where my reference is here. Whenever the line gets, there is a bit of a space between the line and the grass. Use all the road, hard on the brakes, and my eyes has to be here. This is what you have to see, nothing else. You have reached your braking reference, which is here, and now your eyes has to be here. Into the brakes, brake hard, then you release the brakes, but then you have to be into the inside of the corner. Stay on the inside, and once you see that the corner is finishing, so the apex, the last apex, which is this kink here over the curve, then you go back on full throttle. But if you are onto the outside, you are doing much more meters than I do, and this is an off-banking corner as well, so you have much less grip than I do. So then into the throttle, and then I use all the road because I need to. Not because I steer my wheel to go there. It's just because I need to. Because I am carrying properly the speed. And also I'm doing the corner at once. So you see I brake, I release the brakes, then back into the throttle. Another mistake that you never have to do is to let the car roll. So do never let the car without inputs. Either you are fully either you are braking or on throttle. Never leave the car without weight, so without any input. That's something also a rule that you have to do it every corner of every track in the world.
Copy.
Next corner. Use all the road here at the exit, and then you have to be releasing the throttle gently. And here you don't really have to brake. You just have to hit your line and then back into throttle. Have you seen my trace here? I just step by step lifting of the throttle, and then once I know that I can be on full throttle, I go back on full throttle. Use all the road here. Watch out because that curve is a bit shit. And then once you have the car pointed on a straight line and using all the road, then you brake for the next corner. But you don't really need to be hard on the brakes on this corner. You just have to slow down the car a bit, put some weight on the front. I mean, by braking, you are putting the weight on the front of the car, so that gives the car grip. That's why I'm not understeering. On the brakes, into the brakes, then earlier into the curb, and then back on full throttle. Back on full throttle, then use all the road at the exit. Whereas you...
What I took out of that last
You see?
was
You were going on full throttle and then you have to release the throttle and back on throttle again. That is what I don't want you to do.
Okay.
Same here. You entered with full throttle and then you realize, oh my god, I'm not gonna make the corner. Leave completely the throttle, which is something you never have to do. Late on throttle, not using all the road, not using all the road here. Late on the corner, you have to go down a gear. You see, you are late in every corner. Because in this part of the corner, you're not slowing down the car enough. That's why, and that's why you're never hitting the apex, because you never slow down the car. So stay a bit more calm and collected on the apex. Until you don't hit the apex, it doesn't really matter. You always have to hit the apex. That's number one rule.
All right.
So this is it. This is a lap around Watkins.
All right. Yeah, man, that's a lot to. But I mean,
Yeah.
it all makes sense.
I know. So what I want you to do now is go back on track for another 5 or 6 laps. Try to see if you can improve on that, and then after that we will do a lead and follow. So you will be behind me, and you'll do everything behind me to see how everything is on driving behind me. Not at full speed, but just lead and follow. But right now, drive another 4 or 5 laps. Try to work on the things that they have said, and then after that we will both go on track together.
Roger.
So yeah, let's go.
What's your ABS and your traction control like? Are you adjusting those constantly through the lap, or do you set it and try to forget it?
No. They are 6, 7, and then I don't touch them. So they are the same as I have shared to you on the setup.
Okay. Because when I loaded it with the setup, it set them both at 1. So.
I mean, I don't know. Like, the setup that they have shared you has 6 ABS and 7 TC, and I haven't touched them.
Okay. Yeah, I got it set now. I think it's my wheel because it's got the rotary dial, so I think every time it loads it automatically resets it. All right. Let's go out here and try to make him proud. Alright, use all the track. Oh, God. Alright, straight line. Dude, this is terrible.
to shift down the gears before you enter into the corner.
Copy. Missed that apex by a mile.
All good.
Alright, so he's through. He's in.
Much better. Now you're starting to carry much more speed at the apex.
Ariel, thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
Get early in this corner, that actually is safer, that's why you're losing the rear as well.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
The corner before that you have done, get into the inside of the corner earlier, that way is also safer, you will not lose the rear of the car.
Copy.
Yes, let's go. Earlier, way earlier.
Turn in for the corner earlier.
Yeah, much earlier. Lift earlier the throttle as well. Let's go, much better.
That was up.
That's lap already you have improved 4 tenths.
Alright, reference points, remember.
Stay third, but much better.
I feel like the rear's sliding out, going into turn 1 every time. I don't know what I'm doing.
Because now you are carrying much more speed at the apex. That's why. Which is good. You're doing much better now. Get into the inside of the corner way earlier. Otherwise you will never hit the apex on that particular corner.
I feel like I overbraked going into that.
Let's go. You are hitting this corner perfectly at the entry. Like so much better. When you have an upset on the car like you have done, it's always safer to keep your foot down. Always keep your foot down. Get earlier on the apex. It's fine. But this is much more positive because you have done 3 laps in a row at the 47. So you are much more consistent now.
Not early enough.
early on the corner, but with your brakes, keep always your brakes until you hit the apex. Earlier into the inside. Again early, get early into the inside. Again, missed. It's fine. You're much more consistent now. After this lap, we stop and we drive together. Never brake after a corner when you realize that you have missed it.
Never brake after a corner. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's stop. But you see, after 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 laps, you have done a 47. So much more consistent, faster than before. So that is really good indication. You were carrying much more speed at the apex now. So yeah, let's
Makes
drive
sense.
together. Behind me. I will be focusing on you, so I don't think we will be reaching good lap times. So yeah, let's warm up the tires. I will tell you what I'm gonna explain you what I do while I do it. So yeah, try to replicate it.
Okay.
Now obviously let's warm up the tires because it's usually useless. So first we drive normally, build up the pace. Get way early into the corner. Use all the roads. Brake, now brake into the corner earlier. Then back onto full throttle. Again, brake. Carry with the brakes, still on the brakes, still on the brakes, still on the brakes, and then back into throttle. Same here. Hard on the brakes, into the inside of the corner.
Are you in third all the way through there?
Yeah. Lift off earlier than you enter on the corner and then back into throttle. Fourth, keep on to fourth. You have to carry your brakes into the apex always. Don't leave the car without impulse at the enter of the corner. Hard on the brakes, third gear, still with the brakes, back onto throttle. On the brakes, keep on the brakes, keep on the brakes. Hard on the brakes, into the inside of the corner, third gear before the corner, still on the brakes, now on to full throttle. Same here. Hard on the brakes, stay on the brakes, stay on the brakes, and back into full throttle. Have to carry the speed with the brakes of the corner. Hard on the brakes, still on third, get into the inside. Now, yes, really good. Back onto full throttle. Lift off the throttle before the corner. Back on it. Hard on the brakes, keep the car with the brakes, back on full throttle. Oops. It's fine, explore the limits. On the brakes. Into fourth gear, stay on the brakes, back into throttle. Tap on the brakes, now full throttle. Into the inside of the corner with the brakes, still with the brakes, now full throttle. Same here, earlier on the apex on the inside. Hard on the brakes, still with the brakes, now into the apex, back to full throttle. Same here.
Things are making sense.
Hard on the brakes, third gear, lifting, then on to full throttle again.
It's just so crazy how much faster he is. And he's watching me in his mirror, like, assessing what I'm doing and giving me...
Carry on the momentum with the brakes. Fourth gear now, back on throttle. Back on the brakes, back on the throttle. Use all the road at the exit. Brake hard, earlier in the corner. And into the throttle before the exit, the apex. Same here, on the brakes, into the corner earlier, way earlier in the corner. Hard on the brakes, hold the brakes, apex and full throttle. Hard on the brakes, hold on the brakes, hold them into the corner, back into throttle. Lift off before the corner, back into full throttle now. Into the outside, hold the brakes until you get the apex. Hard on the brakes, third gear, hold the brakes, apex, full throttle. Let the car, give the car apex speed. Hard on the brakes, hold the brakes, fourth gear, hold the brakes, now on full throttle. Tap on the brakes, back into throttle. Full throttle, use all the road at the exit. Into the inside of the corner way earlier into the corner. Say brake and go into the inside. Come on, into the inside. Let's go, much better.
Whoa, early stream?
Hard on the brakes, hold them until the corner.
Yeah.
Go into
We're,
the curb. Back into the brakes, into the inside of the corner, way earlier. Let's go, much better.
We're getting
Leave
that
before the corner.
driving lesson from
When you
a
have reached the apex, full throttle back again.
world
Back into the
champion sim
outside.
racer.
With brakes on the apex, back into the full throttle.
That's dope.
In preparation for our 6-hour endurance race here at Watkins Glen in a couple of weeks. Unrelated question, should I go Army Air Force? It depends on what you want to do and what MOS are you trying to secure? Infantry, well then the Air Force is probably not the right branch for you.
Third gear, inside of the corner, back onto full throttle.
When is the Watkins 6-hour?
The weekend of June 19th, I think. That's so wide there. Dude, it sounded like my fucking engine stalled. Yeah, I think it's June 19th, maybe? I'll have to look at my calendar. Alright, here we go. Watching the exit, using all the road.
Clearing the corner. Hold on. Same earlier on the corner. Hold it on the inside, full throttle. Oops.
Missed the apex by a mile.
You have to trust the grip of the car. Get on the throttle way earlier.
Copy. Trust the grip of the car. I feel like that was better.
It looked better for sure.
That one was not better. Alright, here we go. Turn one is my nemesis. Smooth through the bus stop. Got better to there. Almost 4/10 up.
One more lap.
Copy.
That one was a good one.
I don't know about good, but better, I guess.
Sorry?
I said I don't know if it was good, but it was better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 1.5 seconds faster than the lap before we started, so that's some improvement.
Lost about 2/10 in there. About a tenth faster.
That was really good. 2 laps almost in a row. Like, quite good. Now I'm gonna show you the data. So you see what I do with the brakes compared to you. Mm-mm-mm.
147.0.
Jump on my screen.
All right. Show me what you got, boss.
No, it was with off track, so we will take this one.
All right. He ran a 144.
So I am blue and you're red.
Copy.
So I am almost 1/10 faster than you here, just because I carried much more speed on the last corner, and then here it's 2.5 tenths. So I'm giving you like 3 to 2 to half a second per corner. So what is happening here, as I have told you, blue was me, yes, blue was me and red was you. So I am braking earlier, I am lifting off the throttle earlier, and also I am not mixing the pedals. As you can see, you are also mixing the pedals here. So that's something that you have to lift off earlier and then back into the brakes. And you're not braking like regressively. As you can see, look at my trace. I brake much harder and then I release it properly. You're doing like here mountains. And then boom, you completely lift off. You have to hold the brakes like harder on this situation and then you release it earlier. And then I am way earlier than you on throttle, you see? I am way earlier and way tighter than you on the corner, on first corner. So, and you see what I tell you, you hesitate. Once I'm on throttle, I am always on throttle. You are hesitating here. I am way earlier than you on throttle and then you're here. Don't hesitate. Also, I am using much more the road at the exit, and that's what's happening. Then you haven't just lost 2 tenths on the first corner. You have lost those 2 tenths and also another 2 because of your speed at the first corner on these corners, because these corners are flat out. So you have lost a lot of time due to the first corner. So you're missing almost half a second on turn 1. Then
Gunny
onto the
762.
fourth corner,
The meta quest.
where same. you are mixing with the gas and the throttle and the brakes as well, and also with your brakes you are hesitating much more, so you are not leaving the car, slowing the car much more. Then you go on throttle, then you release it. So this is what it's happening.
Thank you for the
Like
follow,
the
buddy.
throttle is
Appreciate it.
much more like not uniform, right? Turn 5. Braking and throttle at the same time as well. You are braking too much. You are mixing. This is really bad. Mixing the brake and the throttle as
Appreciate you.
well. Either you are on the brakes or you are on the throttle. But this is really, really, really bad for the tires as well. And then your throttle application hesitating as well. So yeah.
He said really, really, really bad.
The line, I am much more wider at the entry of the corner, as you can see, and then I close, I am much tighter at the end, and then I am using much more road at the end. Into the next corner, which is, I think, your Achilles, I don't know how it's called in English. But
Achilles heel, yeah.
yeah, exactly. On brake, mixing up a lot of gas and brakes as well. Also quite late, so you have to brake a bit earlier. The brake trace was actually really good. It was just that you didn't trust the car to get into the inside earlier. You know, it doesn't really matter that now you are tighter here, because you're carrying here, you're carrying 6 kilometers per hour less than me. So that's
Gotcha.
quite a lot of speed. And at some point I am 11 kilometers per hour faster than you. So when I get into the brakes, I get into the brakes, but it's too late, you know? You don't really recover the speed that you have lost throughout here. Turn 7, which we have improved massively. The line is really, really good. It's just that here at this corner you have to do like a V shape, so a bit more into the middle of the corner and then tighter at the end, but it's fine. Same, mixing a lot of gas and throttle. You don't really hold the brakes as much as I do. So I'm carrying much more speed than you. Then you are hesitating on throttle. Wow, this is really, really bad. That hesitation here, that is what kills you. Hold on a bit and then make sure that you're gonna be on full throttle. Next corner where we have improved a lot. Here is just a 10th. Here this corner you're doing it quite a lot better. Consistently as well. So let's see what we can improve. The throttle and brake mixing, which you have to be releasing the throttle at once and then you go back into the brakes. You can mix always a bit, but not this much, you know?
Yeah.
This is too much. Onto the brakes, have to brake a bit harder. Then it was fine. This was all good. It was all good. Here, you see? Onto the entry, I am much tighter. And then the line is the same, and I use much more road at the outside. So, same mixing pedal. I let the car roll much more, but it's just the line. You are earlier on the gas, but you are hesitating here. So, always boom, and then upwards. Never go like this.
Gotcha.
And last corner where we improved as well a lot. I still lift off the throttle way earlier than you. So even though we're carrying the same speed, I am much more like onto the outside, so I can carry much more speed at the apex. So you are too fast at the entry, but then you are too late on the throttle, and you are hesitating with your throttle. You see all the mountains here, and that is 5 kilometers per hour faster than you at the exit. No, 7 kilometers per hour. So what at the beginning I was like 2 Ks slower than you. At the very end, I was 7 kilometers per hour faster.
That's
And
really
into the last
interesting.
corner where we are having a lot of troubles as well. So we're gonna be braking, but I am carrying much more speed. Then you hesitate with the throttle again.
Yeah.
And the line. I am much more on the outside, and then I am much tighter at the end of the corner, so that's why you have to lift off the throttle, and that is your 2.5 tenths there. So I am carrying 7 kilometers per hour faster every corner, I would say. So this is the difference on the data.
Well, that's super interesting. Like seeing the difference of how the you're slowing a lot more than me, especially on that last corner from what was that, turn 9?
Yeah.
But just the way you carry your line and earlier on the throttle, this drastic speed difference on the exit.
But also the lines, you have to trust the car, the grip of the car. Like, I don't think you trust the brakes. Like, you're afraid of losing the rear of the car. That's why you do wide corners, like on turn 6. I think that's what's happening.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you just have to try it out. Even if you spin, it's practice. You will find a way eventually to carry the speed and not the spin. It's quite hard, I know, but that's what you have to do in order to improve.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be hard because all of this is just muscle memory. So it's going to be really, really hard to change it. But all of this, and also the where to point your eyes as well.
That's
for
been
the
huge
lines.
for sure.
Yeah, you have made a huge change from the first laps. Like, you were much faster, like 1 second faster. So same here, like you have to place your view here. Then I place my eyes here into the apex, back into the outside. Same here, flat out.
Just got an iRacing using MetaQuest as well. Just trying to learn the VR.
Shoulder roll here, point your eyes here, then here.
The best resources
Into
is
here,
YouTube
into
and
here,
The
here.
Glen.
ChatGPT.
Bam, full
We're
throttle,
at the
place your
Glen.
eyes here. Braking reference, then your eyes here. Full throttle. Same here.
Right,
Onto the brakes,
boom,
now
boom,
here.
Boom, 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 boom. Trail off, back on the gas.
Into the outside.
Yeah, I'm like notorious for,
That is where constantly I'm placing my eyes.
I'll get into the gas and then,
Onto the brakes, into the inside.
start to oversteer quite a
Then
bit.
to the
So
outside.
dump the throttle back out instead of keeping it where
Inside
it's
of
at.
the corner here.
So I'm like modulating
Apex,
up and down.
outside. Braking reference, apex, outside. And it's everything smooth. Like, you do the corner everything every time at once. So
Got it.
this is it.
Well, I appreciate it, man. It's been hugely beneficial and learned quite a bit. So I appreciate it.
No, we are not finished yet. Let's keep doing laps. So go back on track now alone, and then try to replicate everything on your own, and then I keep you watching like on replay, and I let you know like what you do wrong and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think when I'm ahead, it can be also a bit distracting, like with a guy in front. So let's see if we can get into the 46s.
Everybody, how are you? Dude, what was that? My like car like stalled.
Cold tires, and also you haven't reacted quickly. No, reset because you have the car broken.
That's really weird. You can't mix pedals. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, hell yeah. Now I remember.
I could go back into the pits.
We'll get it, I promise.
It's fine. It happened that because you haven't downshifted into third earlier.
Copy. Jesus Christ. No, it's an actual person. He's a driving coach. And has won several Major League Sim
Screw
Racing
cold tires,
championships.
me and my homies hate cold tires.
They're the worst. This fucking thing does not want to turn. We're chalking this lap up to full tires. I'm like hyper fixated on not mixing pedals.
You're doing a lot better on not mixing them.
Yeah, but then I'm losing focus on other things.
Shift earlier as well.
Probably.
Get into third gear earlier. When you're on the corner, it's already too late.
What is this telemetry tool called? So I use VRS for my telemetry, but this is a real driving coach that is watching me. Do I need to be earlier?
Yeah.
And are you staying in fourth in that last corner?
Yes. Too late on the brakes.
You said too late back there, yeah?
Yeah. Early in the corner.
Yeah, that was gross.
Much better.
I didn't brake long enough.
Throttle.
I feel like that was almost too early now.
No, it was fine. You should have been on throttle way earlier, in fact.
Okay. Do I need to be more inside on that?
Yes. At the entry.
Shit.
And it's because you are braking with your steering wheel steering.
Shifted too late. It's wanting to stall.
You were on throttle while you had the steering wheel steering. Same. When this happens, keep your foot straight and just correct it with your wheel, like fast reaction.
Okay.
reacting quickly enough.
Lord.
Anyway, I think it was good.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of things to think and consider and review. Luckily, I recorded this, so. But yeah, the vision thing, the looking for reference points, and keeping your eyes instead of like looking all over the place. That's been a huge.
Yeah.
And mixing pedals,
Yeah.
like constantly thinking about that now.
Yeah.
But I think it's been 2 hours. I don't want to hold you up for anything.
Yeah. But if you have any more questions,
no, I don't think so right now. I mean, I think I've got enough on my plate to work on and practice, but I really appreciate it.
nice, thanks. Like it won't come overnight. Like it's so hard to fix the bad habits that you've been doing like for a lot of time, So don't worry about too much. Like it won't come overnight. So
For sure.
just work on it and keep trying, and that's it.
Sounds good. Well, I appreciate it again. Thank you for your time. It's been hugely informative.
Thank you, Arin.
All right.
All right. So wish you the best, and yeah, see you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. Have a good one.
Ciao. Ciao.
All right. Well, that concludes this morning's stream. Yeah, it was good. We learned quite a bit, but
Good lil practice.
a lot to work on. But we shaved off almost 2 seconds from when we started today to now, fairly consistently. So it'll be good going into the 6 hour at Watkins in a couple of weeks. So we'll use that time to work on some stuff. But all right, I will be back on tonight. Until then, hopefully you guys have a good day, morning, afternoon, night, wherever it is you're in the world.